Welcome to the deep dive. We're all about turning information into, well, real impact. Today, we've got this really compelling case study called Turning Data into Dollars. Picture this. A big fashion retail chain, over 80 stores across India, and they were struggling, seriously struggling, like a 12% drop in revenue year over year. That's hefty.
It really is. And it wasn't just the top line number. You had
Yeah.
inventory just piling up, stores not hitting their marks, and customer loyalty really seemed to be fading.
And management was kind of lost.
Completely in the dark, no clear idea what was actually broken.
Okay, so our mission today is unpacking how they flipped that script, how they went from decline to, well, significant growth. And the key was really looking at their own data, right?
Exactly. It sounds simple, but it's surprisingly uncommon to do it effectively. So many businesses, they collect just mountains of data, terabytes sometimes. But actually translating that into a workable strategy, that's the hard part.
So what made this case different? What did they do?
Well, what's fascinating here is how comprehensive they were. They really committed. They didn't just glance at recent sales. They pulled in everything, sales data for the past 2 full years.
Okay.
Detailed customer demographics, their purchase patterns, even store footfall and conversion ratios.
Wow, okay, so physical store data too.
Absolutely. And even how people responded to different marketing campaigns, they tracked it all.
So they gathered this huge pile of information. How did they make sense of it? It sounds overwhelming.
Right. Gathering is one thing, analyzing is another. They applied some pretty sophisticated analysis techniques, real analytical muscle.
Like what kind of tools are we talking about?
Well, things like RFM analysis.
RFM.
Yeah, recency, frequency, monetary value. It's a way to segment customers based on, how recently they bought, how often, and how much they spent.
Ah, okay. So you can see who your really valuable customers are.
Precisely. And they also use time series forecasting. That's crucial for predicting demand.
Especially in fashion, I guess. Things change so fast.
It's exactly. Helps optimize inventory, avoids having piles of last season's trends. This kind of rigorous, multi-pronged approach was really what unlocked the truth for them.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. What did they find? What were those big aha moments from the data?
Well, some of the findings were pretty stark, really eye-opening. They found their absolute top-selling items, frequently out of stock, just not there when people wanted them.
Oh, that's frustrating for customers.
Hugely. And on the flip side, low-demand products. Overstocked. Just sitting there, taking up space and capital.
Classic mismatch.
Textbook case. And maybe even more shocking, they discovered that 30% of their entire marketing budget,
30%.
yeah, a huge chunk, it was being spent on channels that drove less than 5% of their actual sales.
Wow, just throwing it away, basically.
Pretty much. And they were completely missing the mark on their most profitable group.
Which was?
Turns out it was customers age 18 to 25.
Yeah.
That key Gen Z demographic.
And they weren't targeting them.
They were, but only giving them about 20% of the marketing focus, despite them being the most profitable segment.
It's like having a gold mine under your feet and deciding to dig somewhere else.
Exactly that. A major blind spot.
Okay, so they uncovered these huge issues, stock problems, wasted marketing spend, ignoring key customers. What did they do about it? What were the solutions?
Right. The solutions were just as data-driven as the analysis. Very practical. First, they brought in dynamic inventory reallocation.
Dynamic, meaning it adjusts automatically.
Sort of, yeah. Using the predictive demand models we talked about. The system could intelligently shift stock between stores based on where the demand was predicted to be.
Smart. So less waste, more popular items available.
Exactly, minimizing those stockouts. Then they launched really targeted marketing campaigns, laser-focused on that Gen Z segment, using platforms like, Instagram and YouTube, where those customers actually spend their time.
Makes sense. Go where the fish are.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And there's one more piece, quite cutting edge.
Oh.
They added an AI-powered recommendation engine to their website and app.
Ah, like you might also like suggestions.
Exactly, but smarter. Personalized recommendations based on browsing, past purchases. It really helped boost engagement and, frankly, impulse buys.
So a multi-pronged attack.
Mm-hmm.
Fix inventory, fix marketing, engage better online.
Nailed it. Tackling all the key problems highlighted by the data.
And the results. Because that's the bottom line.
The results were pretty remarkable, honestly. In just 6 months, which is fast in retail revenue, increased by 18%.
18%. After a 12% drop, that's a huge turnaround.
Massive. And those stockouts, the big customer frustration, reduced by 40%.
Wow.
And maybe the most telling metric, marketing ROI. Return on investment, it improved by 3.5 times.
3.5 times better return. That shows the targeted approach worked.
Absolutely. No more throwing money down the drain.
So what does this all mean? What's the big takeaway for you listening?
Well, if you connect this to the bigger picture, it's a powerful illustration that customer behavior, demand patterns, they're always shifting. They evolve.
Your strategy has to evolve too. You can't just set it and forget it.
Exactly. Your strategy has to be dynamic. And the core takeaway here is really potent. Actionable insights demand structured analysis, not just looking at raw reports.
Right, you need to connect the dots.
You do. And it shows that even what seem like small changes, if they're backed by solid data analysis, can lead to really significant profits. Big wins.
So it leaves us and you with a question, doesn't it?
It does. How might you start applying some structured analysis, some real digging into the data in your own life for work? It doesn't have to be sales figures. It could be anything.
Yeah.
How can you turn that potentially overwhelming information into a clear, actionable path for whatever your next big success looks like?
Something to think about. Turning your own data into dollars or impact or whatever your goal is. A powerful idea.